Hey fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. Those of you who are Patreon patrons or YouTube subscribers, thank you. You are keeping Shane afloat and allowing us to continue to bring these to you. If you are a patron, thank you. But even if you're not, or if you are, either way, if you're whoever you are watching, please try to remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. That's a freebie. If you have Amazon Prime, you are eligible. If you haven't bothered with Twitch, go ahead and log on to Twitch to set up a Prime account. You can link the two together, and Amazon pays Shane. So that's a freebie. You can support this show just by clicking 3 times. There are instructions on how to do that in the show description below. Today's question is from Sifted from Erebus Jones. Microsoft has had a stellar last 18 months of content. The rest of this year looks good, and 2026 is shaping up really well too. It's now leaving PlayStation in the dust with first-party software output. So did it bail on the traditional razor blade model too quickly? If it were keeping this content to itself, could it have gained market share back from PlayStation? Is it more profitable now than if it had stuck to the old model? So I think Microsoft's content strategy is fully to support Game Pass. I think that Microsoft made the pivot from Xbox 6 months, a year before they announced Game Pass. So internally, they decided that they were going to go from selling consoles, razor blade, selling consoles, and then making software to get more consoles, to get more software. And as you know, in the console model, Microsoft and Sony, break even roughly on the console. They might make a little bit of profit, but they make money from software royalties a lot. So anybody who puts a game on their console pays a royalty of, it varies, but typically 20% of the cost of the game. And if you sell the digital download directly from Xbox or PlayStation, they get 30%. So a $70 game, Microsoft gets 21. Right, so the razor blade, somebody else's game, FIFA, EA Sports Football Club, they get $21 and they do nothing. They just download the game to the consumer. So the razor blade model is the console model. Nintendo invented it, Sony emulated, Microsoft emulated. But Microsoft management 5 years ago or so, whenever Game Pass was announced, thought, gosh, the rest of our business, largely is a recurring revenue business. So Microsoft Office is an annual subscription. I mean, you can buy it, but it's a better deal if you just pay $99 a year. And if you upgrade your PCs all the time, it just all works. So they went to that model. And the cloud, you tend to use cloud services forever. Once you start using data and storing your data in the cloud, that's a customer forever. So they want that. And they would rather see you pay them, $10 or $15 or $20 a month as a Game Pass subscriber forever. So they announced Game Pass, meaning that they decided to do it a year prior. They then went on a studio purchase binge. They bought, I can't even remember how many indies, probably 6 or 7 different decent-sized independent studios. Ninja Theory and Obsidian were probably the biggest of the ones they bought in the beginning. And they bought a bunch of smaller guys that were good in Exile. And then after those 6, they bought Bethesda, which was a big deal. And after Bethesda, they bought Activision, which was a bigger deal.
This episode of Pachter Factor is brought to you by DeShazer Ryan Realty. It's time to find out why everyone is buying homes in Montana. Right now, Doug DeShazer has a beautiful single-level home with a triple-car garage available in the best neighborhood in Libby, Montana. This custom 3-bed, 2.5-bath home has a 500-square-foot patio for entertaining. It's built to last with solid wood core doors, Anderson windows, an asphalt driveway, central AC and heat, and a private well to run its sprinkler system. The price was recently reduced, and owner financing is available with 20% down. No matter where you're looking to buy in the U.S., Doug DeShazer is licensed to help. Make him your real estate consultant at 406-291-1643. That's Doug DeShazer at 406-291-1643, or go to LibbyMontanaRealEstate.com.
So this content that you talk about, it's great, but it's actually intended to support Game Pass. Now, they have an Xbox, and obviously they support Xbox as well, but they are truly indifferent if you buy an Xbox and buy software one at a time, or if you buy an Xbox or a PC or neither, and you sign up for Game Pass. They would rather you be a customer and pay them $200, $240 a year for the rest of your life. Like, that's a better customer for them. And I have to say, like, I'm a Office 365 customer. I believe we have 4 subscriptions. I've got my 2 kids and me and my wife. I haven't bought a new PC in 6 years. So had I just bought, regular old Office on my PC, it would have been like $400 instead of $600. I mean, I got ripped off. But anyway, that's a great model for them. So I agree with you that they're doing a better job at razor blade than Sony is, even though Microsoft doesn't have the razor blade model as their primary reason to exist. But could they have left Sony in the dust? No. I think that they wouldn't leave Sony in the dust because I think that console owners are intensely loyal, and rightly so. I mean, I'm a PC guy. I'm not an Apple Mac guy, and I don't hate Apple Mac. I just know how to use a PC, and it's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I've always gotten. And so PlayStation owners tend to say, I get PlayStation, I understand it, I know what to do, I like the games, I keep buying them. And why switch? My dad was a Cadillac driver. He didn't buy a Grand Prix or a GTO or a Chevy Impala. He bought a Cadillac. Similar car, but that's just the car he liked. I was a Porsche driver. That's what I like. I didn't switch. We do what we're comfortable with. So no, I don't think Microsoft would have gained material share from Sony. And this cadence of game release, you notice this because you're a gamer and you get it. The average person who's never had a console has no clue what any of these games are. So they don't. It's the gamer who has to have these games, and true gamers buy both. If you really want to play everything on both consoles, you have both consoles. I would guess 20% of Xboxes are owned by PlayStation owners, if not more. And I would bet that 30% of Xbox owners own a PlayStation. The reason those numbers are different is because there's more PlayStations out there. But the point is that people own 2 consoles because they want to play all the games. How many people, raise your hand out there, I'm looking at you. How many people have an Xbox or a PlayStation and a Switch? Answer, all of you. Because the only way you can play Nintendo content. Nintendo has a lot more than the other guys do. Is Microsoft more profitable now? They are not. Are they more profitable than they would have been had they stuck to the old model? They are not. They are losing money on offering Game Pass. The studios that they put together are expensive to run. Call of Duty sales are down. You're never going to hear the Call of Duty number again. You're never going to get the $1 billion in 3-day press release that you used to get because they're giving it away on Game Pass. And what they haven't told us, they haven't updated the Game Pass number either, but call it 30, 35 million people. How many Game Pass members are playing Call of Duty? Answer, all of them. It's free. Why not? 20 million of them. So there are more people playing Call of Duty because they're giving it away for free, but they're not making more money on it. But it's one of those things that justifies paying for the service, that you get Call of Duty free. So I think that Microsoft is fully pregnant. They're fully on this path of supporting Game Pass. They're not getting off of it. They've got to figure out the right strategy to deliver it and make it make sense. Right now, they're doing a bad job, as I said in the prior episode, on connected TV. They haven't figured that out yet. They've got to get that right. And the Rogue is not the right answer. It's an interim step, a bridge, a transition step, but it's not the one that's going to be the solution. Solution is figure out cloud, do what Stadia tried to do and failed, do what Luna tried to do and failed. And I think Microsoft will get there because they've got just as good a cloud enterprise as anybody, and they're much more game focused than the other guys. But nope, not profitable. Yeah, the stellar 18 months of content, honestly, most of that is because of all these studios they added. I mean, it's between Activision, Blizzard, and Bethesda. I mean, I bet that's a third of their content or half of their content. It's a lot. And those guys are good. I mean, those guys they continue to churn it out. Thanks, fellow babies, for joining us on this week's Pachter Factor. If you are a Patreon patron or a YouTube subscriber, thank you. You're keeping us afloat. If you are either of those or not, please check out the instructions in the show description below and link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. You have to redo that once a month. So if you haven't done it in a while, then that means a month has passed. Please do it. It's free. Amazon pays Shane. You don't get charged anything. You already paid for it. So you're just reallocating your Amazon dollars to Shane, and that's really nice of you.